Your homework for the next week or two is to observe your behavior. If something seems out of order in your life, ask yourself, how did my family do that? There are many layers of doing a genogram. It can be a shock for some to do this for the first time. The first time I did mine, I was with people who refused to see anything wrong in their families, and it made conversations really difficult. Some people I've worked with have as one of their commandments, they never dwell on the negative aspects of life. So they wrote very little, and we couldn't get to the heart of some of the issues in their life. Sit with your genogram before God in prayer. Give God time to clarify things for you, perhaps even make some additional connections. Second, some of you may want to sit with a wise mentor or friend to talk through your genogram and get some additional perspective. Third, others of you may see the value of meeting with a good Christian counselor or therapist for some healing of deeper wounds, and that's something that I have done. Every family is broken. Some are very deeply broken. When you look at Joseph's life and his family in the book of Genesis, he experienced a great loss and tragedy in his family growing up. His losses were enormous. He could have said, "My family ruined my life. They robbed me of my best years," but instead, he remained faithful to God and walked with him. Even when things were externally going terrible for him, he had a deep sense that the purposes of God were at work in hidden and mysterious ways. And in the end, Joseph was profoundly transformed and became a blessing to the nations around them. God has placed you and your family at a particular moment in history into a particular set of circumstances. He did that to shape you into a person that, like Joseph, might be a blessing to the world around you. Here's the great truth. God works in and through you in spite of your family and your past. This is the entire lesson of the book of Genesis. The purposes of God are at work in the hidden and mysterious ways. God is working out his purpose through and in spite of the traumas we experience. Joseph doesn't deny his painful past, but weeps over his losses, and he stays with God. He knows people may have planned this for evil, but God has turned it to good. God has placed you on earth for a purpose, to bless you and that you might be a blessing to others. I love the phrase, the invisibility of God in human affairs. God has been at work in your life from the time you were in your mother's womb. And he wants to take your past and give you a great future out of it. God does not waste anything. In fact, when we surrender ourselves to God, we find that some of our best material is found in the failures and pain of the past. So let me invite you again this week to dig into the daily office and emotionally the day-by-day handbook. You'll be in week 3, and a number of the devotional readings will speak directly to our own family of origin issues as we meditate on those scriptures. And I pray that you will deeply experience God's message to you, that you are loved and you are lovable. You have nothing left to prove. So may you be like Joseph, who stayed with God through good times and bad. And may you trust them to take all the broken parts of your history and create something beautiful with your life so that you can offer that to the world.